Hello, my name is Andy and I am the village idiot, a man with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. Welcome back to the district of West Lindsey, the last one in the run of 7 that you will have seen every Monday for the last 6 weeks, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Welcome to the parish of Willingham. We enter the large village of Willingham, officially Willingham by Stow, from Kexby, passing one of its 2 pubs, the Fox and Hounds, on the way. Willingham is bordered by Kexby, Fillingham, Stow, Gateburton, Nath and Marton. The population of Willingham at the 2011 census was 488. It's situated on the B1241, 6 miles southeast of Gainsborough and 10 miles northwest from Lincoln. There was a cottage hospital here, erected in 1880 for just 9 patients. There are no records of admissions and it was known as the Reynards Cottage Hospital. Here on the High Street is a Wesleyan Methodist chapel founded in 1811, and here I am to give you a little bit more information about what the stones say on the side of it. Sometimes it's actually really difficult to find information about chapel buildings and old school buildings online. It's weird, but sometimes there's just nothing about a certain building. So here, outside the chapel and the school here in Willingham, that is the chapel on the left hand side, and that was rebuilt in 1895, and on the right here we have the school, which was built in 1915. The name Willingham reflects the features of the area. One historian's interpretation is that Will denotes a stream that has a natural pool or spring, Ing denotes grassland, and Ham denotes home, so Willingham is the home on the grassland by the stream. More generally accepted though is it means the home of the Willas people. With the cottage hospital in mind, it's no surprise that the village hall here is referred to as the Reynard Church Memorial Hall, built in 1913. There are 2 parish notice boards here, side by side, outside the Memorial Hall. This is the Half Moon pub on the High Street, the second of the 2 pubs in the village. The nearest primary school is in Sturton by Stow. The village had a school from roughly 1818 until 1995 that was enlarged in 1880. This building is a primitive Methodist chapel founded in 1875. It closed in 1998 and was known as Bethel. Here's Willingham Surgery, which has 2 branch surgeries at both Marton and Corringham that provide a select service to villagers for a few hours per week. The surgery has an assigned health visitor and community nursing team that are based locally. So already, as you can tell, this has a lot, Willingham does. I've only come down one street and already we've seen enough to fill an entire video. Okay, next we're going to go down Grange Lane and we're going to go and see some of Willingham's housing estates now. Willingham, like so many other local villages, was first settled by invaders from northern Germany, Denmark and Scandinavia. Some local inhabitants remained and learned to live with the invaders, while others fled to the west. By the 7th century, Willingham was part of the Anglo-Saxon Kingdom of Lincolnshire under Edwin of Northumbria. By the 9th century, the district was occupied by Danes, who invaded the Humber and the Trent. The life and work of ordinary villagers at this time would have been mainly concerned with surviving, keeping safe, being sheltered and fed. The only parts of the village to remain from this time can be found at St Helen's Church. The modern-day Willingham Parish Council is made up of 7 elected councillors. The current average house price in the village stands at £284,000. Willingham has an area of just over 9.3 square kilometres and a population density of 61.54. It's 99.6% white British. Okay, so the next thing to do is to head down this road here towards Stow, because down there is the village sign that I still haven't got yet for the thumbnail, which you would have seen at the beginning of the video. And then we're going to go the other way, because up there is back towards where we began, and that's where we'll find the main church and a few other bits and bobs as well. Willingham is a big village, there's plenty to see here. There are 2 main bus services through the village. These are the 106 and the 100 services to Gainsborough. These next few shots are generally residential. We're walking south here along Stow Road towards Normanby by Stow, a small hamlet that falls within the parish of Stow. Here's Cockgarth Lane on the left. And here's Park Avenue on the right. With not much else to see in this area, it's back to Stow Road, and our next major landmark in the village is the rectory. Willingham has plenty of community events. As this was filmed close to Halloween, here's one such example, the Willingham Pumpkin Trail. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble here, because there's a footpath here, as you can see from this sign. Now, I don't know where this goes, but I've got a suspicion it comes out on Marton Road. If it does, it helps me. Let's see if it does. The footpath led to a field where allegedly there was a bull, but this didn't put me off. I did, however, turn back on myself, and here's why. Okay, that didn't work, because this is fenced off, so I'm not about to try and walk down there, because that looks very narrow. So back to plan A then, I think, guys, and that's to go up to the church via the road. If this does lead to Marton Road, it would have helped, because there's not really much up there that I've missed there on the main road, so it would have helped to form a circle to come around onto Marton Road, past the church and back to where the car is, but alas, not to be. Martin Bladenhawke, generally known as Lord Hawke, was an English amateur cricketer active from 1881 to 1911 who played for both Yorkshire and England. He appeared in 633 first-class matches, including 5 test matches as a right-handed batsman. He scored a total of 16,749 runs, and he was born right here in Willingham Rectory in 1860. The body of St Helen's Church dates from the 11th century, and the tower is from the 14th. St Helen's Church is the oldest building in the village, and as mentioned before, it has parts that date from the times of the Anglo-Saxons, Danes and Vikings. The main body of the church was rebuilt in 1880. The church can seat 200 people. It has registers that document events as far back as 1562. In 1780, the largest landowner in Willingham was the church with 240 acres, 2 roods and 38 perches. Next came James Dealtree, who had 228 acres, 1 rood and 29 perches. Next to the church, and likely the second oldest building in Willingham, is Willingham House. Now flats, this dates from 1605. Next we turn onto Marton Road. Here's the junction between Marton Road and the High Street. Marton Road is the location of the village cemetery, although a cursory glance at Google Maps doesn't make it obvious where it's located. Okay, so this is Marton Road, and if you follow this, you come to Marton. And there's not really much down here. There's a couple of houses on either side, and there's a care home as well. I'm going to walk as far as the care home and then walk back to the corner that you can see in shot right now, because that's where the playing field is. And I've just spotted a nice information board as well there. That'll be nice to have a look at. And then that's pretty much it. There's just a little walk down the high street again. It's back to where the car is. The care home in question is House and Care Centre, and given the recent pandemic, it's only fitting the sign here says Heroes Work Here. I particularly like this ornamental tractor just outside. Willingham has twin links with 2 other European villages. Moyenneville in France was chosen for its many similarities in 2000, and the small town of Postrelmov in the Czech Republic joined in 2011, forming a tri-partnership. Since 2012, residents from Willingham have travelled to Moyenneville and Postrelmov once every 3 years, and they in turn have visited Willingham. About 50 visitors, 25 from each country, come on each occasion. There's a flagpole here which flies the Lincolnshire flag proudly above this information board. Moving into the playing field, there's a moderately sized play area here, and as we'll see shortly, this is both inside and outside of a fenced off area. The playing field has football pitches, and there's a wooden trail and some gym equipment on the field as well. Right, you've seen the Newport video in the East Riding of Yorkshire, you've seen the Lulworth video in South Cambridgeshire. In both episodes there was one of these things or something similar. Let's see if I can do it in Willingham. Hopefully I don't fall off anything. Hey, that's not bad, that's a good start. Ooh, it's very difficult to do this kind of thing with a camera in your hand, I have to admit, but hopefully. Whoa, no. That moves. Okay, I'll go to the bridge and start afresh just there. I can confirm that I did not finish this trail. Here's an interesting feature of Willingham Village, a line of memorial trees on an avenue which leads to the playing field, each one with a small plaque remembering a member of the community. The largest of these is a planter placed here by the first Willingham Scouts in memory of Penny Dunderdale, MBE, who we mentioned in the Kexby episode. One final shot of the church now. Bell ringers and spouses from Willingham and the surrounding area worked flat out during the month of August 2008 to carry out refurbishment of Willingham's bells. Here's a farm selling locally produced food including eggs, advertised on this board outside a large barn. Grange Farmhouse is Grade 2 listed. It dates from the mid-18th century and the mid-19th century. It's made of rendered brick with a pan-tile roof and stone-cut gables, gable stacks and dentilated eaves. To finish, we come to a sign on the junction of the High Street and Stow Road showing us what's close by. Okay, that's pretty much it for the parish of Willingham, and all I've got left to do is to show you today's picture bit. Here it comes. Strip farming was a common practice in this part of Lincolnshire, with fields divided up into strips and shared out so that people had some of the best and some of the rest. There were also large shared areas called commons where anyone could graze their animals. Willingham takes part in the annual West Lindsey Churches Festival, which covers the entire district. Here's a banner from the 2019 vintage at St Helen's Church. Over the years, there have been many villagers who have come together to create a social event for the entertainment of others here in Willingham. These have included shows, plays, pantos and dances. Most have been in the village hall, but other events have been held at the playing field and all around the village. The Willingham Awards are given out annually. These are both serious and humorous, including contributions to Willingham Parish Council, contributions to a youth activity and even Best Neighbour. And there are some humorous ones too, like the dirtiest vehicle and the purveyor of jokes, both good and bad. And finally, here's a photo from one of the twinning exchanges taken outside the Reynards Memorial. A nice circular village, Willingham. What a lovely place, Willingham by Stow. And I'm here at Reynards Court, or Reynard Court should I say, and this is where we're going to end today. So there you go, another parish down in the district of West Lindsey. We're getting through them, we are getting through them, and a lot of them are quite small, but of course this one, Willingham, is a little bit bigger. They're not all like this. We are yet to do quite a few of them that are very, very tiny, sort of like Pilham was a few weeks ago. So we're getting through them slowly but surely. 128 in this district, and they're all being knocked off one by one. And if you want to see another one of these next Monday, you know what to do by now. Tune into the channel at 2:30. But for now, this has been the parish of Willingham, and I've been Andy, otherwise known as the Village Idiot, and I am out.